Welcome to River Tales. River Tales is a 30-minute program that will introduce you to fascinating people, take you to interesting places, and inform you on events in your local community. River Tales is brought to you by Southeast Health.
I really enjoy cycling, have loved racing bikes for over 30 years now. I needed back surgery. I chose Southeast Health to have that done. I knew in the recovery room that I was better. I just didn't know how much better until I got out and completed my recovery. I'm back on the bike, feeling very comfortable in riding, and what a really nice experience it was to have that personal care from both my neighbors and my friends.
This is your beginning. The entire world is before you. Every opportunity is yours. Make the most of it.
On this edition of River Tales, we'll hear about the Broadway sculpture exhibit from one of the founding artists. Watch remote-controlled airplanes fly in from around the country. Skate our way to the Chaffee Roller Rink, tour a local wine and spirits shop, and visit Yellowstone National Park through the eyes of a Southeast Missouri State Foreign Exchange student. Stay tuned to River Tales.
So you've been admitted to Southeast. This is your next step. You don't want to miss this. Sign up for First Step today.
The Cape Girardeau Outdoor Sculpture exhibit on Broadway has been in the planning stages for 2 years with contributing artists from all around the United States. Professor Chris Wubina from Southeast Missouri State University was instrumental in the exhibit and shares his story about how this exhibit came to fruition.
Public art is anything that you see in your everyday life, basically. It can be something, it can be a mural, it can be something on a building, it can be something that's inside a building. The Riverwalk mural downtown, that's public art. But it doesn't have to be something that's painted. It can also be something that is constructed, something that's three-dimensional. And it's something for the public to not just enjoy or think is beautiful or aesthetically pleasing. It's something that changes our everyday, challenges us to think about things, to think about what we think about the form or the content of the piece. It's not something that you have to go into a museum to see or a gallery. It's something that is right there with you, existing with you in your community. We've been working on the exhibit, the prospectus, the nuts and bolts of it for, I would have to say, about 2 years, if not more. Because there are a lot of legal things that we have to think about, a lot of fundraising we have to think about, and just the basic logistics of how do we get large-scale sculpture, here. Originally started when I read in the newspaper that Broadway was going to be repaved, redid, reconstructed to this new, Broadway. And in that newspaper article, I read that there was going to be a sculpture component, and I thought that this was interesting, and I was interested in being a part of that, because being a sculpture professor here in this university, in this town, I thought I would have something to contribute. Whenever you want to create something new out of your downtown, all cities see this, all cities have this, whether they're large cities or smaller cities. Quite often they bring in art, or the artists. Quite often artists will take over certain neighborhoods and they'll start changing it, making it more vibrant, more exciting, whether it's the different kinds of stores that open or the colors of the buildings that are painted. But in this case, one way of creating more revitalization or more dynamic environment downtown is to bring in these different sculptures that don't have one theme. They're all different. So from sculpture to sculpture, from block to block, you see something different. And I think that for a community, such as Cape Girardeau, where people are very proud of their community, I think it's really important to not only plant trees or work with outdoor environments, planted spaces, but also something else, something that brings a different, I think, challenging thing visually, and that's what I think it brings to Cape Girardeau. These pieces are not permanent; they're only up for a year. After a year, the artist will come back and deinstall them, and then hopefully we'll have another set of 7 or hopefully more to be in different places. However, that doesn't mean that they're not for sale. They could be purchased. We've had a lot of people interested already in purchasing them. So if whether it's a local business or a private person who wants it for their backyard, they are for sale. So some of them may actually stay in this community. Our committee has been approached by a few people already, whether they're local business owners that want a piece in front of their business, or others that are interested in commissioning artists to create sculpture for them. So I think that this is something that's going to grow. It may start entering into the parks. It may have a bigger role on campus. We just have to see. So I think that people in this community who've never seen anything like this before are gonna see the many different ways you can view art. And so we're all going to be educated every single year.
The 3rd Annual Modelers Association Fly-In was recently held in Cape Girardeau. These remote-controlled airplane enthusiasts travel from around the country to share their hobby and skills with other pilots.
As you can hear, we've got all kinds of fun going on out here with the 3rd Annual 3D Hobby Shop Southeast Missouri Modelers Association Fly Low In. This is a radio-controlled flying event. So we have people here from 13 states converge on Cape Girardeau, and so it's actually going to be one of the biggest events like this in the country. Of course, we're out at Galaxy Park, which is this is the old Cape landfill, is what it is. And this has been our flying field for about 6 years. As we're talking here, you're going to see all kinds of planes coming in low and flying in positions and attitudes that a normal plane couldn't do. So you don't fly here if you're not an AMA member. Academy of Aero Modeling, they're sponsoring these events. They make grants for the fields, like they've given us improvement grants, things like that out here. It's one of these places where 3D flying and radio-controlled airplanes is their passion. They really want to come out and do this. And a lot of these people know one another from other events throughout the country. So it's almost kind of a reunion, where they'll meet their friends. They're kind of their flying buddies.
We're from Red Wing RC, based out of St. Louis, Missouri. We're down here just flying, enjoying the great weather and enjoying the awesome hobby of just airplanes and gas and batteries and building and setting everything up and trying to be as cool as everyone else. This is my first year coming here. It's a great event. A lot of great people already. I could tell. I mean, people are just talking left and right, and looks like a lot of fun. It's the hobby. That's what it is. Everyone helps out everyone. Everyone does everything together. It's what makes this hobby great. But just don't tell our wives, because then they just get mad that we spend too much money on the hobby.
I've been doing this probably 25 plus years, something like that. You can start out with it as little amount of money as you want. 300 bucks gets you into everything. All the way up to this one here is about 4,500. A buddy's, when I was a teenager's dad flew control line, and that's how I actually got into it. We would spend all night building. Technology in the last couple of years, last 6 or 8 years, has come such that we actually fly what we call 3D flying now, where it's 3-dimensional. We can actually do stuff the real airplane can't do. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't done it, you should try it.
I've been flying since I was about 15 years old from Nashville, Tennessee. Got into the hobby by seeing a YouTube video and trying it, and now I compete on a national level in the USA. But when I was practicing to become a competition pilot, it was an everyday at the field for at least 4 hours flying. I've been here 3 years in a row. It's a fun time here at the FLI.
People are welcome to come out and watch anytime, as long as the gate's open and they see cars up here, come on and park and come watch some of the planes.
Well, I've suffered from arthritis for at least 20 years. I really waited way too long to get something done.
Arthritis of the base of your thumb is an incredibly common complaint. I basically weave the tendon through another tendon, making the 2 pieces one.
I got my mobility back, I got my strength back, and that's something that's always been very important to me.
There really are fairly simple solutions that do not invade into your life, and that gives us the most satisfaction at the end of the day.
Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Subway, and thousands of other options for breakfast, dinner, and in between. What are you waiting for? Schedule your visit today.
The Willow Grove Roller Rink in Chaffee has a following of enthusiastic fans that love skating. This small town is proud of their rink and want to share the joy of skating with the owner, Roberta Grosjean.
My name is Roberta Grosjean. The skating rink was built by my husband's parents, and probably in 1950. Some people tell me that they skated in 1948. So I have basically ran the rink since 1980 when my husband passed away. My husband, or maybe his father, had planted a lot of willows around the skating rink, and so it was Willow Grove, just a grove of willow trees. The first rink was built around 1950 or a year or so prior to that. Then we actually added a second rink so we could have a private party on one side and just regular skating in the other rink. Well, we're basically open on Friday and Saturday nights for open skating to the public, and we book private parties anytime during the week, but a lot of our business falls on the weekend. So we do church groups and birthday parties, and we keep real busy. We had, my husband was very active with the youth, and he started a skate club, and I'm not sure on the date, but he had 3 different ones over a period of years. They did a lot of acrobatic type things on roller skates, spins and pickups. Well, I just enjoy the people. I guess I'm a people person, and I've made so many friends. And like I said, you know, here we had grandparents and then parents skating and their children. So it seems like every night we have skating. Someone comes in that are very often that, you know, have been here before. It's always been in the Grosjean family, and so I think it would be hard to sell, and probably we won't, you know. I don't know if my son will probably maintain it and keep it.
Primo Vino is a specialty shop of wines and spirits that come from all over the world. With microbrews, artisan cheeses, and a distinctive gift area, this unique shop is a gift to the avid enophile. Keller Ford is our host at Primo Vino in Cape Girardeau.
My name's Keller Ford. I'm the general manager of Primo Vino here in Cape Girardeau. Well, we felt that there was a need in the community for some more options when it comes to buying nicer bottles of wine and liquor and microbrewed beers. We felt there was a little deficiency in the area, so I know a lot of people that shop online and in St. Louis for these things, so we thought we'd try to capitalize on the local demand for some more selection around. Every Tuesday night from 6 to 8, we do some themed wine tasting for free every week. So we'll pick 6 wines and we'll do California Cabernets or unique whites or French reds, and we'll taste 6 different wines and tell people about the region and the wines and the growing conditions during that year. And so that's a good way to come and learn about the different wines. A lot of people are kind of intimidated by wine buying, so we want to dispel that right away and help people kind of understand it. So Tuesday nights are a good time to come. And then you know, if we go to people's houses or social clubs and do wine tastings and try to, you know, inform more people about wine, and anything we can do to help clear up the mystery for people, that's what we're here for. If you are new to wine and you don't know a lot about it, and you'd like to know more about it, come into the store and ask one of our staff. We're very helpful and knowledgeable, and can, you know, tell us what you're having for dinner tonight, and we can help you find a wine for that specific dish. I would say about 400 different wine labels in here at least, and then spirits probably about 120, and then we have microbrew beer from around the United States, lots of different beers as well. We have cheeses from around the world. We have wine-related merchandise, wine openers and wine chillers and decanters and things of that nature, and then we have some other things that aren't wine-related merchandise-wise. Only American microbrews. That's a very hot segment of the market right now. And it seems like every week there's new beers coming out, so we try to stay. We've kind of become a destination in southeast Missouri and even in southern Illinois and western Kentucky for people looking for specific special release beers or hard to find beers. We really do our research and make sure we try to have those products for folks. Well, I like the
the camaraderie, the sharing with family, with friends. The spirits industry is a great way to get people together and share ideas and just have a good time, celebrate life, and enjoy the finer things a little bit, and have a nice glass of wine with a meal and food. And, it all is good for the soul, I guess I would say.
A Southeast Missouri State University foreign exchange student from China recently visited the Yellowstone National Park. Hong Jae Dai has always wanted to see the great nation of the United States, and he shares this story from a unique perspective of this great landmark.
My name is Han Jae. I'm a transfer student from China. I've been heard that the Yellowstone National Park is a very fantastic place since I was in China. This fall break, I'm luckily had an opportunity to go to there. You could see clearly blue sky on your head and a straight road with no ending under your feet when I was driving from Sauk Lake City to Yellowstone. Yellowstone River is a tributary of Missouri River, about 692 miles long in the western United States. The river and its tributaries drain a wide area stretching from the Rocky Mountains in the vicinity of the Yellowstone National Park across the mountains and high plains of southern Montana and northern Wyoming. The wildlife for Yellowstone National Park includes buffalo, black bears, and wolves, and so on. Then, I saw many different kinds of geysers in the Yellowstone, especially the famous Old Faith Geyser, West Thrum Geyser, and Norris Geyser Basin, and so forth. The workings of geysers, springs, and basins are very miraculous. The surface water seeps underground, is heated by a deep source of magma, and arises as superheated water. Geysers occur when underground constrictions increase the pressure of water until it finally erupts. Then the hot springs have no constrictions, so water rises, cools, and sinks. The small amount of water in fumaroles flashes into steam before it reaches the surface. And the mud pots are acidic features with limited water. In the world, New Zealand and Iceland are known for geysers, but nowhere are there as many as in Yellowstone. It means I just saw the specialist thing in the world. For me, it is the first and also the last chance I can see these kinds of places made by Earth. Before I went to Yellowstone, I had been to the Tibet and Sichuan in China. Tibet has the similar blue sky and many wild animals just like Yellowstone. Sichuan has the similar geysers and springs just like Yellowstone. but some places of Tibet and Sichuan were destroyed by people. I realized that the perfect environmental protection is the most important reason that we could see the whole beautiful Yellowstone now.
The procedure, from what I understand, is a lot different than most doctors.
It's called an anterior approach hip replacement. An anterior approach is muscle sparing, so I don't have to take off any of the muscles that attach to the top of the femur bone.
You don't have to be in pain. Just like picking up my grandson. Now I'm back to where I can carry him, I can play with him, and it's almost easy to forget that I ever had the pain.
It's a simpler solution because the patients get back to living, and I think that's what healthcare should be about.
In the world of healthcare, 2014 brought many new questions. You need people on your side to help you find answers. Southeast Health is here. From wellness and diagnosis to treatment and rehabilitation, we bring it all together to bring you simpler solutions for healthcare. Call us or visit sehealth.org/simpler. Southeast Health. The difference is how you're treated.
The Gum Tree, Cardiac Hill, and countless traditions that will make you proud to be a Red Hawk. Or just gross you out. What are you waiting for? Schedule your visit today. Suite style or community, new construction or seasoned, we have the rooms to match your personality. What are you waiting for? Schedule your visit today.
I really enjoy cycling, have loved racing bikes for over 30 years now. I needed back surgery. I chose Southeast Health to have that done. I knew in the recovery room that I was better. I just didn't know how much better until I got out and completed my recovery. I'm back on the bike, feeling very comfortable in riding, and what a really nice experience it was to have that personal care from both my neighbors and my friends.
This is your beginning. The entire world is before you. Every opportunity is yours.